All right, we're finally officially recording the very first episode of the one and only Inside My Balls podcast. That is right. You guys are going to be taking a very good look at the inside of my balls and just all about me. I'm just going to sit here talking to the microphone, talking about what I love, why I love it, you know, it's probably gonna go horribly, but gonna have a ton of fun. And this is a podcast that I've kind of been wanting to do for a while now because I kind of am a person that has a lot of thoughts, and I really kind of just like ball up all of these thoughts, and they kind of just like explode in conversation. And so I thought that rather than explode in conversation, I'd rather just let it gather up inside my balls and then explode in your guys' face right here for your entertainment here on YouTube. So yeah, essentially how the show is gonna work, how this podcast is gonna work is once in a while, hopefully once a week, I will sit down and maybe even more just talk and have you guys let you guys get to know me better. That's mostly what I want this to be, a way for the people that are either new to my channel or they find me and they don't necessarily know much about me. I want them to be able to find this and to know more about me. And yeah, and I think this can eventually become really fun and can add segments and whatnot. But for now, I just want this to be like any other podcast because I am a comedian and I'm starting a podcast because that's what you fucking do. Okay. So a little bit, I guess, as well get into just the simple facts about me. For those who are literally just getting to know me, I'm a stand-up comedian. Uh, I guess something interesting that I always try to bring up when people ask about me is I have hemophilia, and a lot of people don't really know what that is. And we just very normal. It's like who gives a fuck about that shit? It's really, and I make a lot of jokes about it, but I actually kind of wanted to explain very quickly what it is here on the podcast. It's essentially inside of your blood there's something called plasma, and inside of the plasma are like little blood clotting proteins. And hemophilia is when you are deficient in those blood clotting proteins. So depending on the kind you have is depends on which ones you're deficient in, and so on and so on and blah blah blah. And yeah, I have hemophilia A severe, so go look that up with what you will. But that is what I have. That is, I've grown up with it my whole life. I also have epilepsy. That one came a lot later in life, but hemophilia, I've grown up with it. And yeah, it very much sucks, but I think it's weirdly one of the reasons why I got into stand up because without some of those experiences, I don't think I would have gone to stand up. But yeah, I'm just obsessed with comedy. If anybody's listening and they know me, they know that I'm a little bit too obsessed with comedy to the point where I ask a little bit too many questions and whatnot, and might get a little bit too distracted and all that shit by the art form and just like asking people kind of the same questions over and over. But it's really just because like I am very autistic. I'm I am incredibly autistic in that way. I will, if you are a comedian, I will come up to you and ask you how long you've been doing it and what your writing process is like and why you love it. I will try to interview you on the spot because I am just like that, and so I can understand why some people may see that as kind of weird, but that's like I love comedy so much. And that's actually another one of the reasons why I started this is because I wanted to be able to be like, fuck you guys, I just want to talk about comedy. And so yeah, here's the fucking place to do it. You know, why do I love comedy though? Why that is actually something that I actually wanted to talk about in specifically this episode. The very first one is I wanted to get down into the specifics of why I love comedy, and that goes back to when I was I want to say 9 years old. I'm 9 years old, and um, I had my parents worked a lot, but I also I tried to hang out with them as much as I could, and my mom specifically was away a lot. But when she was home, she would often try to like hang out with me and my brothers. And none of my brothers wanted to hang out with her for whatever reason. So I would go and hang out with her, and I remember one day she showed me a Jim Gaffigan special, and I fucking loved it. Like I don't know what it was about it, but I had never laughed that hard for that long, and I didn't know that you could laugh that hard for that long, right? So um, it was kind of like a mind boggling experience, like an explosion in the brain, and I was like, oh, okay, this could be a thing. And so I was like, okay, that was awesome. And then like a couple weeks later, I found the stuttering guy on America's Got Talent at Drew Lynch, which I love his stuff. He's got such great stuff, and he I remember watching him go get to like the finals, like all the way to the very finals, and I think he only lost to, I think he lost to Tape Face, the weird fucking guy. I don't know, but anyways, uh, I watched him. I was like obsessed with him. I became just obsessed with him, and I didn't know like for year for forever. I didn't know that it was just something that you could do, like that anyone could do. And I feel like that's something that's been said by so many comics. That's just like it's you you probably just heard that way too many times, but like no, like it's just that is how it is, you know. I am losing my train of thought. I hate when this happens. It's 12 o'clock in the morning as I'm recording this, so it's getting there. But yeah, I found him, and I didn't know that there was that you could do this. Just I didn't know that anybody could do this, and then I found out years later. Like I'm probably like 10 years later, I found out that you can actually just go up and do an open mic. And my first time was very different. I think I want to talk about my first time doing comedy on a different podcast because that was like a whole fucking experience. But I personally, when I first started stand up, it was like I was holy shit. Of course, I was shitting bricks. I think I did something that doesn't really happen, which is like I did pretty good. Which never really happens. You're supposed to bomb. That's kind of just like the rule of comedy is like, um, when you first do it, it's not really a thing where you do good. So the fact that I did good, that just kind of threw me off. And then of course I immediately moved to Toronto and went to my first club and immediately bombed like super hard. So that just set me straight. But I think uh, what specifically latched onto me with comedy um, was the fact that you could really joke about anything, and obviously that statement is like, you know, it's, it's just gotta, you gotta be really careful when you say that. But like what I mean by that is like you can take things that really hurt us, that really affect us, not in great ways, and we can just sit there and fucking laugh about it. Like that to me is incredible. That to me is the reason why stand up is so beautiful and why it is so great as an art form. And this is what I'm talking about when I say that I get really nerdy and all sappy and all that shit for comedy. Because like this is the stuff that I always just want to talk about all the time. But yeah, this is for you too. Um, so I love stand up. I've been doing it for about 3 years now. I think June will be like the official day, but it's about like a month away. Around 3 years. Um, and I did my first year in Toronto, which was awesome. It was I did Humber College's comedy program. I didn't finish it. I should specifically say I didn't finish the program. I actually due to just a lot of life reasons and medical reasons, I had to move back to Alberta. So my first year, I did all in Toronto, and when I say that I did shows, that is a very big understatement because I was doing 3 shows a night, 7 days a week, 4 weeks a month for the first like 6 7 months. And by the time I had left Toronto, I had around almost 8 to 900 shows done under my belt. And even though like they were just open mics that just like were nothing, you know what I mean? Like it was just like I was so just addicted to that stage. I was so addicted to that lifestyle. Just the fact that I could say that I was going out and doing comedy in the way that you were supposed to, like I was doing it. Um, I that was just it. I was just doing it, and the fact that I was meant a lot to me, and that really kept me going. Just even those nights where I'd go to all three open mics and I'd bomb at all three like heavily, I'd get like nothing. Those nights where you just go home and you're like, well, I just suck. I just wasn't funny tonight. And those nights, I kept just telling myself like, but I'm doing it. You know what I mean? Like, but this is what it is. And yeah, eventually I got used. I didn't get used to bombing because you never really get used to bombing, but you definitely you you see a pattern and you kind of you almost know like okay like I'm either gonna do good or I'm gonna do shit, you know. So, but yeah, I for my second year, I was in Grand Prairie, Alberta, and I was traveling all over. I was traveling to Edmonton, Calgary, Toronto, traveling into BC. I did a couple shows in BC, um, and probably the biggest thing to ever happen to me in comedy, which I think I don't give myself enough credit for, which I guess my brother tells me. So I guess I really want to talk about this. My biggest accomplishment ever so far in comedy was the fact that last year in July, so July of 2024, I got to get up on stage in front of Whitney Cummings and Bert Kreischer and in front of 10,000 people at the Great Outdoors Comedy Festival, and I got to do a set, and holy shit, it was like it all happened really fast. Like it was kind of like one second I'm sitting, and in 1 second I'm like running up to the stage. And I just remember like because my mom had bought the tickets for me and her and everyone else to go. And I remember uh we were in the vicinity to where Whitney could see us, and she was kind of scanning the area and doing a little bit of crowd work, and she saw me, and we made eye contact, and she looks at me, points at me, and goes, "You look way too young to be here." And the crowd laughs, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, whatever." And she's like, "What are you here for?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm here for comedy." And she was like, "Right now?" And I was like, "No." And she was like, "Do you want to?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Okay, come on up." And this like adrenaline just like rushed through my stomach, and I was like, "Oh my god, oh my god." And all of a sudden I'm running on stage, and security guards are like, "Come on, follow me." And I'm like kind of like sprinting, and as I'm like running up, I'll never forget this. As I'm running up, there's Burt Kreischer and Steph Tolev are like standing backstage. As I'm running up, I whisper to myself, I go, what is going on? Like, what did I just do? And Steph Tolev says from behind me, she goes, "This is what you asked for, buddy." Because like I think she kind of thought that like, oh, like this guy thinks that like it's, like he could just come up and do this. But like then again, like that's kind of like, of course, like you're gonna make think that like fucking I could have bombed so easily up there, and that would have been one of the worst moments of my life. But no, I went up there, and as I was walking up there, in my head, I went, okay, I'm gonna do this joke, and this joke because I know that they've worked before, and this. And first of all, I had a very good thing that happened, which was the crowd was on my side already, so I didn't have to like go up there and get the energy and all that shit that you usually have to do at a show. Everything was just set up for me. Literally, all I had to do was just walk out there and kill, and I just walked out there and killed. And I remember Whitney was laughing her ass off, and then I handed the mic back to her, and I was like, "Thank you," and I walked backstage, and Bert Kreischer was laughing his ass off, which meant even more. And I was like, "Holy shit!" And I asked him, I go, "How did I do?" And word for word, he goes, "A lot better than we thought you would do." And that to me was like, in a weird way, that was like one of the best things a comedian's ever said, because like I made Bert fucking Kreischer laugh. Like it was just insane. And I got to perform in front of 10,000 people, and it was the first moment where I was on like a huge stage, but it kind of also like in a way, I'm this is gonna get very Christian for a sec, but I believe that that was God's way of trying to show me that uh, I am in fact I can be in fact ready for that stage, and I will get there. It's just gonna take time. So yeah, and then actually after that, I moved to Edmonton, which uh, I'm still living in Edmonton. And to whoever is listening to this, and somehow you have made it to this point, and you are part of the Edmonton comedy community, I just want to thank you for being so nice and being so just fucking just every all of you guys are so chill. And I'm sorry I'm so high and tired, and I wish I could put this in better words, because I'm just sounding like an absolute asshole right now who just like can't compliment for shit. But I just like this scene is just incredible. Honestly, like this Edmonton, like Toronto was amazing, don't get me wrong, but like Edmonton has a scene that it's just like you can't describe it. You just have to come down here, and you have to really see it for yourself. Um, Yes, I moved down here purely for stand up, and I start work very, very soon here. And yeah, I've just been doing shows and living the life, sipping some brisk iced tea right now. What is better than some cold iced tea at 12 in the morning? What else? This is going to be a little bit of a short podcast. I think I don't want these to necessarily be like hour long. Like I think I want a couple to be, but like I don't want to overfill the video. You know, I want I don't want to fill too much of your guys' time. You know. Uh, but as we're nearing the end here, I kind of want to get into some of my other interests because I do like things other than comedy. You know, I'm not just Although comedy takes up pretty much my whole life, there are other things that I am interested in. Like a fun fact, because I'm autistic, I actually can solve a Rubik's cube. So for any of you who have been listening, and when I said I was autistic, were like, I wonder if you could solve Rubik's cube. Yes, I can. And that stereotype, it is absolutely true. Every autistic person can solve a Rubik's cube. Yeah. I love I love movies. I don't know what it is about soundtracks for movies, but I specifically love when a movie like really takes their time with curating a great soundtrack. I love music. Music is like next to comedy. Music is like, whew, I mean, that goes back to like I started playing guitar when I was 8, and when I was in grade 6, I started taking guitar lessons, and I took 6 years of those guitar lessons, from grade 6 to grade until I graduated. I took guitar lessons, and that was, and by the when I had started when I was in grade 6, I was already like 3 years in. I was already 3 years into guitar, so I already knew like most of the stuff. I had to do mental math there because I'm really fucking stupid. But yeah, so I play guitar, I play electric guitar, acoustic guitar, I play ukulele. I used to know how to play the violin. I used to know how to play the trumpet. Um, I know how to play a tiny bit of piano. Um, let's see, music. Um, and the final thing is like I really would just want to learn drums. Like I really just want to learn drums. Um, I don't know what it is, but like whenever I listen to music and I focus on the drums, I just kind of like I almost like feel the music even more. That's the most autistic thing I've ever said. But yeah, music for sure is my next like number one interest. And I have this weird thing that I do where like when I listen to a song, um, I will almost like create a music video in my head. Um, and in a way, it kind of helps me understand what the song means more. Either that or I'm just completely fucking wrong and like I think for some reason that fucking Billie Eilish song is about doing drugs or some shit. Like I don't know, but oh man, I'm having fun just talking into a microphone. It's nice to kind of just vent. I've been learning how to roll joints. I don't know if that's interesting, but I've been learning how to roll joints, and that's been fun because that saves me some money. Mom and dad, forget that I said that. If you're listening to this, I almost took a dab pen rip before this episode, but I decided not to because I didn't want to be super forgetful. I wanted to put on somewhat of a show. Let's see. Oh, and finally, before I get into the future plans of the show, and in the end, I play a lot of Super Smash Bros. Melee, specifically competitively. And even more specifically, I've spent over $1,000 Canadian in controllers alone, and yeah, I only have two controllers. So, well, technically three, but one of them is not with me. So, uh, yeah, I've spent around 1,000, like around 1,300, so around a month's worth of Toronto money in controllers for sure. But yeah. All right. Let's wrap this up here. Future plans for the show. I don't really know. I just want to record some more episodes and see the feedback, see what people like and don't like about it. And I think that's mostly it. I just want to see what people think. You know, I kind of really liked this. I really liked the fact that I'm able to just sit down and fuck around and talk about comedy, and I think that's what really is just going to be about, is just talking about comedy and having fun. And yeah, but this is just a little get to know me. And yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of your day or great rest of your night, depending on when you're listening. And yeah, peace out. Bye bye.